me a hoochie, I won't even pack. I don't do features for niggas, I'm tired.
All right, guys, we're here. This is Life in Times. Shout out, nice. This is great. This is a Tupac. This is a crazy loophole in the first place. What are you doing? Look, guys, we're here. Today is a very special day. Man, look, this person right here, he's known. Well, look, man, like even start from the beginning. He's again. I said this before, but he's still a part of those couple people that I called before I started this. You know what I mean? A lot of my shit I do. Come on, man. You know what I mean? There's a lot of man. Look, there's a lot of things that I do that goes through him, or we might work together. Like this is like one of my real brothers, like wholeheartedly. I mean, and this man does everything. Yeah. Like this is gonna be a two-parter. Like I'm gonna tell you now, it's a lot to go over, and I want to make sure that he gets the flowers that he deserves, because he's in a lot of behind-the-scenes shit. So trust me, it took a lot for me to get him to get on this anyway.
And I be with him all the time. What he talking about? I just told him I didn't want to just do it just to be doing it, and it's like that's my boy, so it's easy. Like we'll kick game in the car, so it's like. For him to want to display, you know, what I got going on, what I be talking about, and how I move, and the people I fuck with, I fuck with that. Like, I
mean, he's and even besides that, I mean, just opened a lot of doors for me per se. So it's like, but yeah, I just want to make sure that he gets his thing. But let's get into it, man. This is my good friend. Introduce yourself.
I go by the name of Slim Dollars. Slim first, then the Dollars is the last name. You know, don't put it together. Cause I could be just Slim, you know, but yeah.
Man, first of all, appreciate you for you know what I mean. I know what today was, so like I definitely understand.
Yeah, rest in peace to my baby E Dot baby, man. Rest in peace, bro. Rest in peace.
I would say definitely should do. There's so much going on. Hold on.
What's wrong with y'all? Rest in peace, you feel me?
See, and I didn't even have to be here for him to do all that. That was not planned. But let's just jumping right into it. Let's where you're from, where let's get the whole nine.
I'm from Harlem. I'm actually from 140th, but by way of 143rd. But I'm from 140th and 8th in Harlem. Actually from Drewham, 310, that area, 140th to 143rd. So we got like a 3-block radius.
I wish I understood.
All right, boom. If this was,
word, come on.
You see how we on Fairfax right now, right?
Yeah.
And
shout out 430.
And you see how we got Fairfax between John and Vinny's?
Yeah.
And on the corner?
Yeah.
So I would be from John and Vinny's to Melrose. So that's
okay. So 3-block stretch. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay.
140th to 143rd.
It's just kind of crazy that like y'all have it's so confusing, slick, because it's like all these numbers.
Yeah. And
it's like, oh well, this one, what is this? Is this? And it's a whole nother different. It's like I don't know how y'all do it.
Well, you know what it is in New York. What it is our blocks only go up to 200 and some change. Like I think 300. I think the biggest street, the biggest number is 242nd or something like that.
Huh.
So we go from First Street to 242nd like this, and then from east to west we have 12 avenues. So that's the whole Manhattan.
Yeah.
While in California, it's 50,000 avenues, 100,000 blocks, and it's like a lot of pit turns and stuff. So it's like it's fire.
Yeah, and I mean it doesn't turn into numbers. So you start getting farther south.
Yeah, you gotta go. Shout out to my homies in Inglewood. Shout out to the homies out there. You feel me?
But it's just that's always been so confusing. But it's just funny because it's like your guys' culture is a bunch of I'm walking everywhere, and I don't know how y'all walk 60 blocks a day. That's OD. Not gonna lie, but
because I'll tell you why. Yeah. I give you free game. You know why we walk?
Why?
Because you ain't gonna miss the money.
Come on.
You feel me?
Yeah, I mean
niggas want jump. Like I be having cars, I buy cars and shit, and then I be I rent. You know how I move.
Yeah, exactly.
One day I'm walking, one day I'm driving, one day and you be like, yo, what you doing today? I'll be like, Sometimes I want to be in the flow of things. I want to be in the midst of things.
Yeah.
And sometimes I want to save money. I don't give a fuck. I
Yeah.
travel all year.
Exactly.
Like I don't have to live for what nobody else think I'm doing. I know what I'm on.
Exactly. Especially speaking of that, what like you to even to get farther, keep going back and digging into the past and things of that nature.
Yeah.
You're part of a very influential. Fuck that whole word up. A very big influential group of hip hop and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And I wanna touch on that lightly, let you kind of tell that story. But I want to also get onto a couple other points after that. But go ahead and just kind of introduce that whole party. Talk about that. How that came to be.
I mean, for real, to be honest, for me, I had the pleasure of like my parents being real young and being out in the street, and they're not out in the street like they was like my mom was like a
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you wild out with that one. I'm not gonna lie.
But like, you know, my parents was cool. They was outside. Like my dad went to college, but he was outside. Like, you know, he was hustling, running around. My mom, she worked and she had a lot of friends and she partied and hung out and did her thing and you know, went to school, went to college, all those things. So like, I was outside and I grew up with my parents. Like my parents had me at the age of 18. So, you know, my parents are still young as hell. So it's like, I just, you know, I came up already having structure, already having friends. You know, my mom and my dad, one thing they did was they provided me with that structure where, you know, I was born with the friendships that I have, most of them.
Yeah.
You know, so like their friends are lifetime friends and their kids are my friends. And some of my friends, we just all some of us happen to do something in life, you know, and we stuck together, you know, like guys like Ferg, like, you know, we don't know when we met each other because our parents knew each other, you know, like stuff like that. So it's
still something from the beginning.
Yeah, like with a lot of people, like when I was growing up, we didn't nobody knew who nobody was gonna be. Like we all was just like trying to figure it out. Like I was throwing parties. Well, no, I want to start from the beginning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Well, when I was like 12, I used to sell waters on the bridge. Like
What bridge?
On 145th Bridge, going across 145th. It would be like a bridge going from 145th and Lenox, and it crosses into the Bronx. So I remember one day I used to go to basketball practice. It was this place called Gachos, and it was basketball practice. And one time, I was I don't know if I saw somebody doing it already or if I had the idea for it, but I was riding to, you know, I was playing ball and I didn't really like playing ball, but I fucked with it. But I wanted to, but I wanted to, I don't know, something in my mind made me want to hustle. And one day I was going across the bridge to go to Gachos, and I was like, yo, you know what would be crazy? There was a beverage and water factory right by Gachos. Yeah. Like literally where you could like buy waters and stuff and buy cases. So I would walk. The bridge is like an 8-block walk. So I would walk from my house on 143rd and walk to 149th. It's like an 8-block walk. So I don't know where I got the idea from, but I was like, yo, I'm gonna buy some waters and I'm gonna sell them shits. Yeah. So one day I like lied to my mom and told her I needed money for something we was doing at basketball or something like that. Cause at Gachos, we used to go on trips every weekend like or something. So you would need money to do stuff. So I remember skipping playing basketball to buy waters. And then I had found the shopping cart somewhere along the lines of like under the bridge or something. So I had got a cooler too, a cheap cooler and some ice from the gas station across the street. You could buy all that all together for like $10. Yeah. Put it together, put the ices in there, put it in the joint, and then I took it to the bridge and then I started selling the waters. Like you know, at first nobody was getting them. Yeah. But like by the second, third hour, everybody was just pulling grabbing them. Let me get one. Yeah. So now I'm like, oh shit, like make $36 because it's 36 waters. So I'm like, boom, I think I got to hustle. Yeah. So, well, matter of fact, I left out the part where I'm bugging, where my friend showed it to me one day and I forgot. Yeah, my boy Mike Boogie. Yeah. Yeah, Mike Boogie showed it to me and I forgot. So by the time I remember, you know, sometimes you think an idea is yours and you don't remember where it came from. So that's why I said that. So my boy Mike Boogie showed it to me one day. And one day I'm starting to sell waters and I seen, remember Rough Riders? Yes. Drag On had drove up. We was kids. Remember Drag On, DMX's partner? And he pulled up, and like we all was trying to compete to get the waters. We all was trying like to get the money. Yeah, exactly. And he just, of all things, this nigga pulled out a $5 bill and was like, y'all be good. And we was like, what's up with this nigga? Like, whatever. So, long story short, after that, we started selling crack. So, I'm just... Nigga, I gotta get into it. Word. Because that's really what happened. Like, I'm just giving y'all the short. Like, we was selling waters, and we like, damn, these waters moving, but we from Harlem. Like
Yeah.
the crackheads was
moving
cracking,
faster
you
than the
know?
water.
So
Yeah.
it was like, I think my freshman year, 9th grade, that was like the first time I,
Yeah, exactly.
served some fiends,
Okay.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
Just like water.
It's just like water.
Same
Same
thing.
idea. They all resting up.
Quenches thirst.
Keep coming back though.
I'm not proud.
We're not proud, but this is part of American history.
Yeah, I'm just gotta tell y'all how I came to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Myself,
and it makes total sense. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, from there, yeah.
So from there, I start hanging out a little bit more. We in the street. Grow up.
Definitely
grow up,
outside.
Yeah, you grow up. You be in gangs. Grow up. On the red side of things, 2MF, all of that type of stuff. Stone. Yeah, just you born into it where I'm from. You don't get jumped into things. You're not put on. It's like, nigga, they tell you what we doing, this is what we doing. So that was kind of how it was growing up. And
it's more
I started to
based around, not to cut you off, but it's more based around just where you're living or the building,
where you living and who you
the
with
area.
and who you, you can't. It's just based on, nigga, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Realistically, you can put it nicely, but
yeah, exactly.
In my hood, in my hood, it was real because you had to. It was like training camp. Like we would go places and fight people. You had to learn how to fight. You had to fight with everybody and for everybody. And then on my block, if you didn't fight, when we came back, we had a meeting about it, and you had to fight again.
Yeah, you had to fight again.
So yeah, my block was like, shout out to Kelly Price, Kels, rest in peace, Kels. Shout out to Otari, rest in peace, Tari. Guys that I grew up with that, shaped my life and, helped me become a man, helped me fight, helped me learn how to, use these in the street and, not let nobody play with you. So that was pretty much the beginning of me trying to figure out who I am, like, being in the street, knowing I'm smart, knowing I want to do something with myself, but also knowing, like, you can get killed out here if niggas don't know you not to be played with.
Yeah.
So I had to go get some dirt on me,
Yeah, exactly.
I had to go, just
exactly.
I always explain to my mom and my dad, I'd be like, yo, I'm glad that y'all gave me the opportunity to be myself because, most people don't trust their kids.
Not at all.
To be a kid and to grow, and to figure it out, so.
But it's good to still have the guidance there. I mean, obviously they were still there. It's just, the important parts you definitely do. You got to be able to face it, eye to eye.
Yeah, like my mom used to like make me take the bus by myself and wait for me and see if I could figure out where I'm at, like all type of shit. So like I remember that kind of stuff. So I want to say around 15, 14 is when me and my friends like Ferg and everybody, when we started rapping more and freestyling and, people wasn't getting it.
Yeah.
Like we was like way ahead of our time. Like
definitely.
Like I'm talking before 2010, we outside with skinny jeans on, we wearing what brands were we wearing? Like I don't even remember, but it wasn't Obey.
It wasn't Obey.
No Obey.
Obey was taking over the streets, nigga.
We didn't obey that.
We didn't know that was crazy.
So yeah, we was just young and hanging out and just trying to figure it out, and we was trying to do music. We was trying to figure out where we could record at, where we could be creative at, and then I could be skipping things, but I think I'll say this. One of my friends had got a record deal and got signed to Universal. And we was just hype as shit because we just didn't think that was possible. The internet is popping, it's coming, but it's not. Yeah, it's on the way. It's still, we don't even fuck with the internet yet. So it's like we kids, we like, you only get the internet at school. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
exactly.
Like we coming into the years where the internet is going to be a part of your everyday life and we don't know it. Yeah. So me and my friends was trying to create, and we were like the oldest kids that ever lived, youngest kids that ever lived. Cause like, our dads know people and we have relationships through our parents, but we young kids and we like, half and half in it. We learning from the old heads. We learning from the young niggas because we young niggas. So it was kind of like that for us, like where we was just sticking with each other and like discovering our creativity, discovering who we was and stuff through each other and through like the weekend. Yeah.
And then just from there, it blossomed to more and more of what it is.
Yeah, because we saw things like Tiana got signed. When Tiana got signed, it was like, wow, what is going on? Yeah. Like, and Tiana, she was always special. Like Tiana Taylor was always like, she lived on 144th and 7th, and I lived on 143rd and 8th, and then at times up the hill next to Ferg, but I would just jot right down the hill just to be next to my people or whatever. Yeah. So Tiana, I remember like the first day I met her, she was in the park. She had on like a tank top, a backwards hat, a bike, and like I don't remember what sneakers she had on or nothing like that crazy. But I remember everybody. I remember her just moving around on the bike and everybody reacting to her a certain way.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand who she was or what she was. But I was like, I don't. And I used to see her around too.
Yeah.
But where we from is avenues, so it's like your avenue is your avenue. But you can go anywhere. But you like you might say something to somebody like, yo, I think I seen you on that avenue, and it's a little special to you because you don't be on that avenue that much.
Exactly.
So for me, seeing Tiana, not knowing who she was, and seeing her style, I was like, yo, I don't know who she is, but she's somebody. But I didn't even think that. I just had a feeling about her. Yeah. So as we developing ourselves, hanging out, she had developed a team called Team Nerd. Yeah. Now, Team Nerd was her, a bunch of people. It's people I'm missing, but I'll say the main names so you get it. ASAP Ills actually started in Team Nerd. That's how I met him, through Tiana and Bari. Like we all like Bari lived a block away from me, and I would see him on a skateboard, and I didn't know him, and then I low key no, for real, and like, but it was lit though, because this was the time, like this was BBC t-shirts with Varsity. This was Barney's, like, so I would see Bari and uptown, and I would only see him zipping and zooming. So I'd be like, yo, who's this kid with the skateboard? But I dressed like I rode a skateboard, but I didn't ride a skateboard. Yeah, right. So like, I remember one day going to hang out with Tiana and going to hang out with some other girls. They was linking them, and we was all linking. So it was like a trilateral link, like we met on one block. It was like a and it was like, hey, seen you before. So we end up walking around, because we used to do that in Harlem a lot. Like it was cool to walk around, say what up to everybody. Like we really got like one thing about New York, we got the type of town where you can walk around, where you should walk around, because it's like, y'all might be from places where you can't, and it's like where we from is like you could like meet people. You could change your life talking to people, meeting people. So I say that to say, we started hanging out with Tiana. Then then me and Bari got really cool. And then with Tiana ended up doing her Sweet 16. Yeah. And I remember Tiana had, because we was all trying to do songs and write always anyway. Like nobody, like when we met, it was like we would have computers in our houses and we would play music up to computers. Remember Windows Media Player? Exactly. I used to go to Tiana's house and we would like play beats, and we just write songs. We wouldn't even go to the studio because nobody had no money. Yeah, exactly. So did at the crib. Yeah, crazy. So like her mom would hang. We were all hanging out. Like we was all friends. Like for real. So like how it came together. So we started smoking weed, I think. And then me and Bari start cutting school. Well, no, I was already out of school because I'm 3 years older than Bari. So I'm out of school. Bari's like going to school, and we cutting school or cutting work, because I think I had a job at the time or something like that. And we was cutting at my boy's crib. No, matter of fact, I was still in school. I'm bugging. I remember this shit because I was working in high school also. Yeah, that's another thing. Not to throw you off, but I was on my own since I was 17. My parents moved. So so people thought I was older than I was because I was 17 with a job. But I got rent. At 17,
I gotta get to
17,
it.
18 years old. So I was cutting school. I was cutting school, and I was working at this spot called Training Camp. So
even to touch on that now, especially to be on your own at 17, have a job, still go to school, like that's commendable in one. But two, rent must have not been as bad as it is now, because what the fuck?
Yeah, my rent was like $800, $700.
Yeah, man, that's crazy as hell. But minimum wage must have been way less than that shit too.
And then my mom had left me her apartment, so I think it was something about that. Yeah, I was young. I never looked at nothing. I just paid the bills. Like I was just like, and then I stopped paying the bills and kept the crib. But so long story short, Tiana had got on, and one day she called my phone. She was like, yo, you need to come to my crib, help me move some stuff out. So I'm like, bet, I don't know what's going on, but I'm coming. So I get to her crib. She like, I need help. I don't know if it was help bringing the TV up or down. Might have been down because she was moving. I think it was down. So I get to her crib. I don't know nothing about nothing. So she's telling me, she's like, yo, I'm about to be on Sweet 16. Like MTV is going to do a show on me. I'm like, that's fire. I'm like, bet, word. So I'm a little skeptic because I'm a kid and we don't know nothing. So I'm like, but I know she's special. So I'm like, that's probably true, because, you know,
she's probably not lying.
Yeah, the way she be moving, like, people like her like that. Yeah. So lo and behold, I don't know what happened, but the Sweet 16 comes up or whatever. So we all go. Everybody goes. They get buses. Bro, this shit was crazy. Like they got, I couldn't believe it. Yeah. So they bring buses to pick everybody up, and we go to Liberty Science Center or theater in Jersey. We get there. Pharrell's there. They bring her a Range Rover with a bow on it, and we like everybody mind is blown.
Yeah, it's
We
real shit.
Cannot believe it, but we believe it.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
it's happening for the eyes.
yeah. So mind you, I had a friend named Pressy. Pressy was like her brother. Like he was with her all the time. That's another way we met her, because that's another thing too. Like I might wrap around stories a lot, but a lot of us are very intertwined.
Everything's interconnected.
Yeah. So
You
it's
know what I
like.
mean?
If I'm not accurate with the time, I'm accurate with the people. Because like we're introducing people at several moments to each other.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And trying to meet each other and trying to figure out who we are. So like you'll meet me Monday and then you won't see me again, and then somebody else will introduce you to me next Wednesday. And you're like, wait a minute. I think you know that guy I met last week. So, you know, we was in the middle of creating community. So
Big word.
Long story short, when Tiana got signed, it was crazy. Came to a crib to help her move inadvertently. Didn't know she was moving. Didn't know I'm helping her move.
Yeah, exactly.
So Tiana has shipments of the ice cream sneakers in her crib. Mad shipments, and I ain't know. Yeah. So when I'm helping her move, I'm like, this is at the time when Pharrell is Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he could have done no wrong.
Yeah, at all.
He could have sold boogers in a bag, and we would have brought it.
Yeah, word.
So, like, I'm helping her, and she said it like it's nothing. I'm helping with the TV. She was like, yeah, I'm not fucking with none of those sneakers. They cool and all that, but you can have all those. So just once you help me with the TV, just take them all. I'm like, yo, this little motherfucker about to give me all the
and that's hundreds of dollars.
This is in the beginning of Hype Beats culture. This is in the beginning of everything. So like,
yeah,
I think I kept them, wore them, gave a few pairs away or whatever. Because my first apartment that I had left them at, I definitely lost that. Like,
yeah,
I fucked
exactly.
that up. Like, yeah, I'm a kid. So that was my first seeing something.
Oh, okay.
But
oh, so now you got a clicker? Niggas was going crazy. Oh, no wonder. I told you it's a fucking jail door. Anyway,
so,
you're saying?
Yeah, so like I was saying, so we was when Tiana got signed, we was up there. I was, moving around with her and hanging out with her, and we was all hanging out just wherever. Like we was going to my boy Solomon. I don't want to leave them out because those are some cool ass guys. Dougie Fresh, his sons Solomon and Day Day and Jiggy Josh and all those guys, they had a brownstone we used to go to hang out. It's called
What's
the Brownie.
Brownstone?
Brownstone is like it's like a building that has steps that go straight up.
Oh, like so classic looking.
Yeah, it's usually brown. Yeah, it's usually stone.
They're all brown. Shut the fuck up. You think you're funny. Fuck you and everything you. Anyway, I think I didn't know they was fucking.
Tupac back, nigga. Fuck y'all talking about. So like, we had a lot of people hanging out in Harlem. That's the time we was finding ourselves. Like, so many people was around. Like Corey Guns, like we was like I don't want to leave nobody out because there was so many people hanging out with us at an early age. Queens Flip, who has that podcast.
Queens Flip is fucking hilarious.
Queens Flip is hilarious. Queens Flip.
Shout out to
Queens Flip knew all of us before. Yo, one thing I'm gonna say about Queens Flip. You gotta get him on here when you can. Like,
I'm definitely reaching out.
Flip was like one of the first guys I ever met from Queens, and I met him through Tiana being around that. Like we kind of all knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So around that time, Tiana gets her deal. That's going on. So what happened? I don't want to skip nobody, but I end up getting discovered a little bit after that.
Yeah.
I write a song for a girl named Lil Rima. Now Lil Rima was shaking in the G-Dep video. Remember the G-Dep video?
Yeah, the fucking
that's like my sister. Like she was one of the first people to put me on.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened with me was Tiana was doing her thing and I was trying to figure it out, and I was like, I didn't know what I was doing, but I ended up writing a song for her, who was also cool with Tiana. They were all dancers. A lot of the girls in Harlem were dancers. So Karima, she was in the Let's Get It video. She was famous for that. She was already on records. She was in Bow Wow videos. Like, this is all this time. Like, we're all fucking kids.
Exactly. Especially Bow Wow's popping right now.
Bow Wow lit. Like, but it's a little bit after Bow Wow. He not lit no more.
He's on the way out.
Yeah, because G-Dep is lit. Like, it's Shake It.
Okay,
but that's not, I don't want to be timing because it's after that too. Because
still.
she was already had no notoriety for that video, so it wasn't that year at all. But so I write her a song. It's her Sweet 16. I wrote her song. I didn't know that her uncle was Russell Simmons' driver.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I write the song for the Sweet 16, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Leor Cohen's there. Everybody's there. I don't know nothing. I'm just thinking this is my friend from the hood that I'm writing a song for. She just needed a song for a Sweet 16. So I wrote the song. She performs the song at the Sweet 16. They asking who did the song. They asking who made the song, who wrote the song. It's me, but I'm not. But I'm not
It's
there.
me, yeah.
But I'm not there. I left. I'm back uptown. You know, I'm doing bad shit, stupid shit.
Outside.
So I used to gamble a lot too. So like that was my thing too.
I believe it.
Yeah, OD.
Yeah.
Dice. Oh man.
I believe it.
So I leave the Sweet 16. I don't get nobody contact, but you know I don't know nothing at this time. I'm not even trying to get on. I just know I'm talented and I can write, and I know everybody know I can rhyme.
Yeah.
So we had a tournament in New York called Kingdom. So I think the following weekend I went to Kingdom. So my homegirl Karima that I wrote the song for lives across the street from Kingdom. So I'm at Kingdom. You know, he'll tell you gambling, liquor, nutcrackers. So we gambling and shit.
Not correct.
My homegirl Karima calls me. She's like, "Yo, my godfather want to meet you." I'm like, "For what?" I'm like, "Nigga, your godfather." Back to the dice. So for real, I ain't know nothing, bro.
Yeah, word.
I'm thinking about it. Then she called me back again. She was like, "Yo, I really want you to meet them. We over here in the big truck." So I'm like, I'm in the middle of the projects, like on the outside, on the outskirts on Lenox.
Yeah.
So she's telling me it's a big truck. Now at the time, this motherfucker had the first Sprinter truck I ever seen in my life. So I never knew what they was talking about. But I turned around and said, "Damn, what's that like rectangular thing on 115th Street?"
Yeah.
So when I turn around, he's really Russell's driver. So they have the cars.
Yeah, exactly.
So he pulls up with them. I don't know. So I come over there. I come talk to him. Dude high as shit, just smiling at me. He just laughing. He like, "Yo, you the kid Slim, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah." He like, good. So they smoking at the time.
Yeah.
I want to say it was Dust. Not to diss the nigga or nothing like that, but I'm like, now that I know weed, I'm like, either he was really high or it was Dust. But,
dust.
You know, and I didn't smoke at the time
And
neither.
weed back then I don't think was that strong.
Yeah,
so
and I didn't, it was definitely, so I'm, not to diss him or nothing,
You're
but
smoking wet.
yeah, and I didn't, I don't know, and I was always out in the streets, so I just knew a little bit better than most people. So I was like, at young ages, I knew a lot of stuff. So when I was talking to him, he was just, now that I know industry people and now that I've been around, he was just very relaxed, I work with rich people and, I can help you change your life. I could do something for you. You're talented. And I was like, word, I hear you. Whatever, not in a bad way, but I just don't know what I'm being pitched and what I'm here for.
Yeah.
So his baby's mother, which is a woman named Malika, who ended up being like a mentor, a big sister to me ever since then. She was his girlfriend. She was the one that knew what I was doing and who I was and telling him what to do. You feel me? So I'm talking to him thinking, like, oh yeah, this the guy. Like I'm like, like, cause he drive for Russell, of course.
Yeah.
Whole time it's the lady telling him she from Harlem. I don't know none of this.
Yeah.
I'm just knowing she dating him. I never seen these people before, so I don't know anything.
Word.
So she's telling him. Come to find out, they just taught me a valuable lesson in who you are is who you are, because there are people who are put on this planet to know who you are before you know.
Yeah.
And they knew who I was before I knew. Knew my dad, knew what I was doing, knew I was, like, everything. So they knew my background or whatever at the time. I'm still a teenager, so I don't got much of a background, but she knew what I needed and that I needed to do something with myself. So I don't remember the process exactly, but, they started coming around, meeting me and hanging out with me. And I remember one time I was with them and we stopped at an auto company or whatever. And I didn't know why we was there, but I was like, fuck it. I was a kid. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go to the store, get a sandwich. I come back, and they coming out the lot with like a long-ass stretch car. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm like, what happened to the Sprinter? What are they doing?
What happened to the Sprinter?
Motherfucker brought a Maybach while I was at the store. Bro, I got the picture to prove it and all. I was in that bitch with an orange do-rag on at 18 like this. I swear to God. You can go to my MySpace. Like, literally, I'm in it by myself. I'm just every day. I didn't know what I was in either.
Yeah.
So they brought a Maybach. So after that, I didn't get signed yet. Like I'm just around. Like they would pick me up. Like now that I know what was going on, they worked at Def Jam. They worked at Russell Simmons Music Group because he had his own label or whatever. Rev Run was signed there. Amina from Love and Hip Hop was signed there at this group, Black Butterfly. She was in a group. So
makes total sense.
Yeah. So when I came around, they would just pick me up after work or tell me come to the office or take me to the studio whenever they felt like it. So I didn't know what was really going on. So then I get signed. So I don't even know I'm signed because I'm thinking I'm just doing documents. I don't, like, it's not a long, it's no ceremony. So I'm just like,
Just getting it done.
every day something was happening where I didn't notice. Like I'm getting free, whatever comes out of that Def Jam building, I'm getting it for free. Clothes, Rockaware, Fat Farm, all that stuff. As
Rockaware.
a kid. Yeah, whatever. Like whatever's going on. Sneakers, CDs, beats, like all that. So I'm not realizing that I'm being taken care of. I'm just a kid trying to be around with it.
Yeah.
So long story short, these guys are older, right? So they're like in their 40s, 50s, and I'm a fucking teenager. So I'm trying to tell them, I got the friends that I got. I'm like, yo, my friends do music.
Yeah.
Like, we all do music. We dope. You know, I'm trying to tell them they not really getting it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later who the friends are. You know what I'm saying? But I was trying to tell them who we are and what we doing. So long story short, one day they asked me if I wanted to write a song for somebody or something. I was like, sure, cool. The person was like, the person who it was for, this was their mom. They needed to talk to me on the phone before I was allowed to do the song. So I'm like, who is it? They're like, oh, it's my friend Victoria. So I'm like, okay, I don't know anybody named Victoria, but fuck it, I'll get on the phone. So I get on the phone, right? I'm talking to a white lady that I don't know, but her name's Victoria, so that's all I'm told. So I'm like, bet. I'm like, hey, Victoria, how you doing? She started talking to me in some type of like, you could tell she doing well in life out her accent.
Yeah.
She's like, yo, I heard you're a good person. I need some music for my sons. We're doing a TV show. We're going to need this, that, and the third. I heard you're good at writing. I'm like, yeah, bet, I'll write it. So I write a song for them. The people I end up on the phone with is Victoria Gotti. I don't know this, though. I don't even know who Victoria Gotti is. So I write the song or whatever, right? The person, so this is a crazy story.
Yeah.
So I write the song, write the music. You know, it was three of them. It was, damn, I don't want to get their names wrong. I know one of them we call Young C, and it was two other kids, and they all rap.
Yeah.
So they had a TV show on A&E. I want to say A&E or one of the other networks. So I wrote the theme song for the show.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm really doing. I just did it. I'm like, okay, I'm a music artist. Like, this is what they asked me to do. So I don't know nothing. So long story short, I ended up doing the theme song, and I'm getting paid for it. End up living off of it and not knowing it really because the residuals coming to my house and the TV show blew up because they were really big.
Yeah,
like
Growing
Up Gotti,
that was a huge show.
Yeah, Growing Up Gotti was huge.
I didn't know you wrote the.
Yeah, when I was a kid.
That's ugly.
Yes, OD, right? So that was like the first thing that happened to me, like literally. So when I did that, they were about to sign with the Rough Riders, so I started working on their project. Now, I was made to be a writer at 18 years old, and I didn't know it. But what happened was the guys that signed me, they were losing the deal, and they didn't really have nothing for me. So that's why they were scrambling to find me something. So that's why they made me into a writer. So that's how I started. That's how I became a songwriter and producer. But I still don't even know I'm a songwriter and producer because I just did it because they asked me to. So fast forward after that, the woman that put me on to Russell Simmons' driver, his name is Kenny Lee. Dope dude too, changed my life. Another guy named Big Phil, he was an A&R. I had the same manager when I was 18 as remember Sporty Thieves? Yes. Oh, love.
Yeah, their manager?
Yeah, we had the same manager. But I was a kid.
But you was a kid, yeah.
They didn't take me serious because I was a kid. So, now I'm back in the hood, kicking it, trying to figure it out.
But technically financially stable for a minute.
Nah, not really because let me tell you why. Because when I lost my apartment, they were sending checks to my crib. And I wasn't getting those checks, and I didn't know. But later on, I'm gonna tell you how I got those back.
Okay,
so
all right, yeah, okay,
so
all right, yeah, okay.
So I'm like, now I'm fucked up. Now I'm back at my grandmother's house. Now at my grandma's house, my best friend lived across the street, Ferg.
Yeah.
Ferg lived across the street. So I'm like, fuck it. That's cool. Ferg lived across the street. I can just wake up, go to Ferg house every day.
Exactly.
Fuck it, we good. Wake up, do something.
Yeah, exactly.
So at this time, we fucking just creating, just hanging out. Ferg is making belts. Now Ferg makes a This when Pharrell was hot. Remember, I'm gonna keep bringing Pharrell back up because he's the fucking man.
Well, he was his reign of terror.
Man, he's when we kids. So Pharrell had those chains. So Ferg, with his dad being a designer and him passing him that craft, Ferg decides to make a chain that looks like Pharrell's chains. So Ferg gets all the medals. He gets Swarovski crystals. He makes these chains. The streets goes crazy. Nobody knows that these chains ain't real because they look like he's manufacturing the chains.
Yeah.
So we wearing them. He's selling them to a few people. So we start getting into stuff in the streets because of the chains. So we start fighting everybody. We all over getting into it. Like niggas trying to kidnap people over these fake chains. Like, bro, I can't make this shit up. This is all, but this is all pre ASAP, pre HMV, pre everything that's going on, pre culture. So I'm just breaking that down.
Yeah.
So, you know, not like we was getting beat up or nothing, but we were always getting into fights because we was trying to be seen, and we was, you know, we had on skinny jeans, and niggas thought they was finna play with us, and we was tearing people up. Like, and then me, some of us is in gangs, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we running through the course. It's like, yo, come meet me down here.
Yeah.
Then we go move around. We got, you know what I'm saying? We just had a structure,
Exactly,
you know,
exactly.
like
There was a method to the madness.
Yeah, so fast forward. So I'm doing too much. I started doing too much, way too much. I get into selling guns. You know, you gotta eat. You know, yeah. So I'm selling guns. Somebody calls me one day, like, yo, I need a gun. I need to buy some bullets. So I'm hype. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna finally make me some money today. They come meet me. My dumb ass gets in the car that they buy the guns with me from. Or did I say that right? I get in the car that they. So, you know, Harlem, we always got cookouts and events and shit. So I'm like, yo, you mind dropping me off on 141st and shit? My dumb ass. I get in the car. This nigga got an Intrepid. I know I used to be a dumb nigga.
Fuck.
This nigga got a blacked out Intrepid, right?
Fucked.
With the blacked out windows.
Fucked.
Bumping like max B at the highest levels or some shit. So I don't even know why I don't know we not going to jail. So we get pulled over a block away from the cookout. Now, mind you, I'm the only nigga from Uptown. I'm the nigga that sold them these guns. One of my niggas in the car, his brother's a Fed. So I'm like, I know he going home. I'm already thinking all this in my head. So I'm like, damn, I don't know, fam. They brung this nigga to me, and my man brother is a federal agent, and I know he gonna get out. So I say, fuck it, yeah, we going in. Yeah. So the police do some funny shit with us. They see the guns and act like they don't, and hit us with just give us a minute. So they do a little signal. Next thing you know, I see the nigga on the brake pass. He's like, yeah, we're gonna have the chicken with 2 biscuits. Next thing you know, like, bro, I can't make this shit up. Like, everything came zooming at us. We on 141st by this funeral home called Bentis. I'm on the hill. Nigga, when I tell you, when I get out that car and they pull out them guns, everybody at the cookout is looking at me like.
What the fuck was that?
I'm like, oh my God, I'm criminal of the year, bro. This is bad.
The blacked out windows past the, what is it? Because there's a limit on the tent. Yeah, you were fucked.
Mind you, this is 09. I remember it. I could date it around the case because I went on trial for this. Like, I was on trial for 2 years. I was about to lose my life. Yeah, it was offering me 10 years. So initially, I say that to say, I was supposed to go to jail in 2011. I was supposed to come home last year. I'm gonna tell y'all how I beat this. I'm gonna tell you how good God is. So we get locked up, right? Like I told you, my boy, his brother's a federal agent. So we locked up, right? My boy, his brother's a Fed. That's why I told y'all from jump. Yeah. We're in the cell. This nigga got connections. He's a Fed.
Yeah, he's a Fed.
He walks in the cell. He's not locked up. He walks and sits there. Talking to us.
Yeah, exactly.
So talking shit. He talking to both of us. Then here comes the tricky part. I'm sitting there. He leaves out. He calls my boy, and they go into another room by themselves. I'm like,
oh, yeah, it's just you. It's just you.
I'm like, okay.
It's just you.
See. So, you know, but they family, though, so I didn't think nothing of it. But I'm like, of course, he's going to take care of his brother. Like, you know, we all in the car, so I never took it like that. So, long story short, this is how God worked. We get released. Then I leave New York because I don't want to get in trouble. You know, I don't know how to make money except trouble. So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna just go. My mom been moved out of town, so I'm gonna go stay with my moms and shit. So as I'm staying with my moms, I'm on trial. So as I'm on trial, I'm only in New York every once in a while. So I'm seeing everybody once in a while. I'm noticing as I'm leaving and coming back, everybody getting really a little bit more creative than usual. So like I'm going home and I'm like, I'm trying to look for a job. I'm living out in Philly and Delaware at the time. I'm looking for a job, and I remember this time
all of those are fucking Benjamin Franklin states.
Yeah, anyway. I remember this time specifically because Nicki Minaj was just coming out, and she did Homecoming out there, and I went. Yeah. So I remember seeing all that type of stuff or whatever. So long story short, where was I at?
You were Delaware. Everybody's getting creative.
Yeah, everybody getting creative. So I'm back and forth. I'm taking the Chinese bus back and forth. You know, I'm working at Kohl's.
Chinese bus?
Yeah, I'm working
Is this
at
a bus
Kohl's.
by Chinese people?
Yeah, so I'm working
Okay.
at Kohl's. Kohl's is like, mind you, I had like like 3 jobs in my life, for probably like maybe. And Kohl's was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working at Kohl's or whatever, and then like I'm working part time. My check is nasty. So so I'm like, damn, I gotta do something, bro. Like I'm like, I gotta figure this shit out. I just end up noticing what's going on with my friends, and I'm like, I'm going to court, and then I'm starting to stay in New York more after court. I used to just go back to Delaware and Philly, but now I'm staying because I'm like, wait a minute, these niggas is doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't see it, but I see it.
Yeah.
So I got a friend named Jay West. He me and Ferg best friend. We all grew up with each other, whatever.
Yeah.
So Jay West got a brownstone. Now this brownstone is about to be
brown house.
Yeah, this brownstone is about to be very important because this brownstone is the this is the brownstone. This is the house where Purple Swag was shot. You get what I'm saying? So this is how all of this ties into each other. ASAP is starting, and we don't notice it because everybody's just friends already. We all already know each other, so there's no way for somebody to go, "Hey, we're doing something new." It's like,
exactly.
I already knew that, like you know. So Yams, I'm leaving out Yams a little bit. Now let me just backtrack a little.
Yeah.
Never met Yams before until I was probably about 19, 18, right?
Yeah.
Yams hit me on MySpace when I was signed to Russell Simmons' music group and told me that he worked for Slim Thug. He said, "Yo, I'm looking. I need songs for Slim Thug or beats or something." And I was like, "Who is this?" I go click on his profile. I'm like, "Bro, you're like my age. There's no way you work for Slim Thug."
Yeah, exactly.
So I kind of ignored it. Now Yams would hit me up randomly out of nowhere, just telling me about my life, and I would be like, "Yo, who is this?" This nigga is like, I don't even have nothing on my profile for you to know that that's something I do. So it's like he would say stuff where I'm like, after a while, I'm like, he was the introduction to trolling to me, to my life, to anybody, to the internet, to personality, to everything, and without doing it, but doing it. He never sat me down and had these conversations. He never said nothing to me except what he said.
Yeah, exactly.
He never built with me and said, "Yo, you know, I'm gonna teach you about this, that, and the third."
It just happened.
Yams would drop 2 lines on you, laugh, giggle, get high with you, smoke a cigarette, say a few things, and you gotta decipher it.
And you gotta figure it out from there.
Yeah. So when this is happening, you know, Yams had hit me up. So I'm just bringing that up because it reminded me that he hit me earlier than before I knew him.
Yeah.
I always had his image in my mind because I'm like, yo, who's this kid with this thing on his face that hit me on a social on MySpace or whatever. So when that happened, where was that again? Because this story is so interesting. Oh yeah, so we at West's crib, Jay West's house or whatever. So Jay West had the brownstone on 123rd.
That's the Purple Swag house,
Yeah,
right?
it's the house where Purple Swag was shot. So, a person I don't want to mention moved upstairs and had the apartment, and cause I don't fuck with boy, bro. That's it, bro. You can keep this shit in there. I don't fuck with that. You be ratting on niggas, bro. Don't be ratting on niggas. I'm not saying your name, and I'm one of them, so you can keep this shit in there. But yeah, nigga did what he did, and you know, they shot upstairs or whatever.
Yeah,
so the house became sort of because this is a whack thing too. Like, bro, like don't never be. Let's get into it, bro. Like I'm gonna say it, bro. Don't be a bitch ass nigga and be counting your niggas money and then you wake up one day and don't fuck with your niggas for whatever. Because niggas could also be wrong too. I'm not giving nobody no excuses.
Yeah,
because I know all parties involved.
But we should all be. You know,
I got mans too that got richer than me first. I got mans too that got richer and didn't give me nothing. You know what I did? Went got rich by myself. Shout outs to you, baby. Get your own money. I got all my friends because I don't need nothing from them. You feel me? Holla at that. That's how you do it. That's how men do it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like that's just and whoever hear this and see me saying this and feel away, that mean you a bitch. bitch. You know why? Because men, you don't be worried about what other men do. Men don't even really want to be around other men.
Yeah.
Men don't like.
Yeah.
A nigga speak on a man too much and feel like he need to take a shower. You know, like fuck was I doing speaking on that man for? So that's just giving y'all game.
Especially
like,
your mans. Like, you're supposed to really be your mans.
I got people that I grew up with that I'm not cool with, but I'm not gonna be like, I'm not going to the police about you about anything. Like, we're just not gonna be cool. So, you know, watch the people that be around you. Make sure you're not around nobody with an evil eye and nobody that want to bring you down, because that's crazy. So, you know.
Not work. But so He moved upstairs. You know, thou who should not be named.
Yeah,
They shot the video.
Yeah, so the video was
They-
shot. No, this is before that. No, Get High was the first video. If you look up, look up Get High. That was the first video. That's when I realized what was going on. I'm like, okay, we doing shit. You know what I'm saying?
The ball's rolling.
Yeah, like word. I'm like, something's going on here. So the following summer, I beat my case. The summer's coming up. We start hanging out at Black Ink Gallery on 110th.
Yeah.
We there all the time, every day. Now, before that, it was parties in the winter, all that. But the summer, this one particular summer, it was like everybody clubhouse. We was in there.
Yeah.
So one fucking day in June, we wake up. What was it, June or July? I don't know what year it was. And I come into the shop, and everybody keep bothering me about my friends. I'm like, no. Matter of fact, I'm going to give it a little bit game before this. Because this was right before.
Like 11.
One day, No, same year. Bari one day hit me up and was like, yo, come to my crib. Bari used to live on 90th Street, and I lived at my grandmother's house at the time on 43rd. So I think I took the train down there or something like that.
So you didn't walk all that.
Bari was like, I ain't walking that. That's 50. That's a 50 clip. Nah, you get there in 3 hours. No, so Bari was like, come to my crib, bro. Like, this is when AIM Airwell Instant Messenger was popping.
Yeah.
So he was like, yo, come to my crib, bro. Like, I'm on, we ain't had no phones. We was broke, bro. Like,
Everybody,
like, fucked up.
Yeah.
He's like, come to my crib, bro. Like, pull up, bro. My boy here from Florida. I'm like, bet. All right.
Oh, no.
I don't know who this nigga is he talking about, but I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, I'm going to pull up. I get there, walk inside the crib. I can't even tell you who it is because I don't know who it is yet. So I'm just like, looking around. I'm like, what up? It's some nigga there. He just like, what up? I'm like, yo, bro. He like, it's my man from Florida I was telling you about. He lit. So I'm looking, I'm like, yo, bro, why he got nail polish on his nails, bro? He like, nah, that's what they do. They down with some shit down there. They on the dark shit. They fuck with what 3 6 Mafia and them do. I'm like, bet.
They down with some
I'm like,
dark shit.
I'm like, so he at the computer just listening to music, just playing music. So I'm just chilling, we smoking. I'm listening to everything he's playing. He's playing, I can't even describe what he's playing, but I could tell you what kind of music, the region. Like, he's playing stuff I never heard from Memphis, stuff I never heard from Texas, stuff I never heard from Swisher House, from everywhere.
Yeah.
So after a while, we start hanging out a little bit more, same day, and I'm like, yo, what's your name, bro? He like, oh, what's good, bro? My name Marquise. I'm like, Marquise, word. I'm like, yeah, but he's like, but they call me Space Ghost Perp. I'm like, bet. So I go to Barry, I'm like, yo, what he on? Like, but I'm learning the culture.
Yeah, word.
Day.
Yeah,
so I don't
it's
know
all
nothing.
hitting you at once.
But Bari told me, because Bari's telling me, Bari, like, remember, one of the videos is out already, and Purple Swag just came out. Complex had took the video worldwide, but we didn't know it yet because the internet not that popping. It's popping, but not that popping. Like, this is when somebody just put you on the world. This is the year you just found out about World Star.
Yeah, word.
So you still don't know shit about the internet.
There's nothing going on in Complex by itself too.
Yeah,
that's when they were just magazines.
Yeah, so when this happened, what happened? Space Ghost was telling me who he is and what he do, and he's playing me his music. So he's playing a song called "I'ma Keep Bringing the Funk." I'ma keep bringing the funk, and you niggas can't catch me. And I was like, I ain't gonna lie, that shit kind of hard. Like, I ain't gonna lie, play that shit again, bro. I was like, put that shit on again.
Yeah.
And then he started putting me on. He just started playing mad shit. So he ain't got no weed or nothing. So I got all the weed. I'm like, I'm lighting on the blunts. I'm like, keep playing that shit. Like, because I'm doing music at the time.
Exactly.
And like, I always loved certain artists, but I never thought to tap in too much. And I'll tell you why I'm telling you that story, because when ASAP popped, when they got on, they took elements that they wanted, and I was taught to do it without knowing to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I could have been, like, I was at the fine line of being Dipset or New Generation. I'm not even old enough to be in Dipset.
You're not old enough to be in Dipset.
I got friends that were around them, and I'm like, how was you around them? And I'm a year or two older than you. And it's like, oh, some people looked at them like that.
Yeah.
But me, I just thought they was dope, but I thought my friends was dope.
Yeah, word.
So I credit that day to being one of the days where I learned about the culture and I learned what's going on, and I learned what I'm doing now because I knew the music. I knew who was who. I knew I like 3 6. I like Juicy J. I like all types of guys. But me being from New York, we didn't have nobody to expose us to the cultures and to show us that it's cool to like other cultures. So that day is when I learned, you know, because the first
Yeah.
album I brought was Lil Wayne, 500 Degrees, you know.
Yeah.
After that was Juvenile. After that was Mace. And I'm from Harlem, you know, but I like
Yeah.
Lil Wayne a lot. I thought he was dope.
Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't?
So when that happened, it was just like when Space Ghost showed me that, and because Bari told me intentionally, like, yo, I don't know what's going on, but bitches from other countries are hitting us up right now. You better get with us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nigga, I'm already with y'all. I be with you all the time. Like,
Yeah.
what you mean get with y'all?
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
know what was going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro.
You talking about, yeah, exactly.
So when I came to his crib, I credit Bari so much, bro, because like that's my brother, bro. I could people could say what they want about him, but not around me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
and even if they don't say it around me, if I hear of it, I'm gonna check him because
Yeah, exactly.
you know, my boy is a genius, bro.
Yeah.
He's a different guy in the culture. Like I man, different, bro. Like special guy, bro. So like I learned a lot from him, you know, like and me being 3 years older than him, learning a lot from him, bro. He's always been ahead of himself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know,
You got to credit him to a lot of, the fashion.
You
shit,
do,
you know,
but I
now.
credit him early because I didn't meet him late. You know,
Yeah.
people credit him late because they met him late. You know, I met him when we had nothing.
Yeah.
Different
Yeah.
vibe, different temperature with us. Like
whole different
you know,
situation.
We're riding skateboards and scooters all over. You know,
Yeah.
hopping trains. So, you know, going 5 for 5 on weed. You know, at Black Travis
Matching type shit. Yeah.
You know, so
It's a Black Travis.
yeah,
You're
it's a
funny
guy named Black Travis.
It's-
It's a black. Everybody know who Black Travis is, the best thief in the world. Like you know, but yeah. So
So, but I mean, I wanna touch on. I want to definitely keep going with the story, but I do want to touch on something
yeah,
that's very. I mean, from the outside in, pretty much. I mean, because I've been lucky enough to hang, to be around with you guys and things of that nature. I know a lot of them. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, you
And
at this point, you're family. So
we're here. I'm like honorary, but I mean, the thing is, I've always thought it was interesting because you have the rappers that are in it, but all of you guys have kind of succeeded in your the other alley of things. You know what I'm saying? Neither what you doing what you do, and we'll get farther into that, but or Bar doing, the stuff with the clothes, and trying to, make it into pop-up shows, and even with Nas doing what he's doing. So it's very interesting to me to hear these background stories, to see that there was other endeavors.
Oh boy.
And it makes sense now to see like, well, duh, these niggas weren't just doing rapping, they was doing everything else. I mean, and then
doing everything, bro. Not to cut you off, I want you to keep saying that. But when you a kid, you got to be a kid and try it all.
Yeah,
you can figure it out.
But it's like you guys stays kids.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like no one's
infinitely children.
Word. Yeah, because it's like nobody's sense of wonder kind of died.
Nah,
like you know what I'm saying, in the sense where it's like, okay, well, cool, I'm making this off this, so I'm gonna just run with this,
bro. None of us, nobody even has a kid.
Yeah. True statement. True statement.
True statement. For real, like none of us have children. Like we've all given our life to making it and getting on and putting others on and putting other people on. You know, rest in peace to E-Dot. Another kid we put on, an extension of us, of all of us. You know, so yeah, like we sacrifice to get where we want to be, and still making the sacrifices. You know.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's that's what the whole thing should be about, really. But I just always, like I said, I've just always thought it was interesting, the fact that it's like no one you never stop looking for alleys within the spectrum of life, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, for myself, I got a lot of drive, and then look who I'm around, bro. Like I can't, even if I'm by myself, I'm around that shit. Like I'm like I could go anywhere, and it's you a part of these and them niggas and that shit. Like I know what it is. I don't know what to call it, but I know. Like we got a thing in Harlem Uptown. Like so every day I'm motivated by that. I'm motivated by that. I'm motivated by being able to be a part of this culture. To boy, I've seen shit I thought I'd never see. Like like I've struggled in this shit before. I struggled before I was in it, and it's a blessing to be in it, every day you gotta take care of that shit.
Yeah, no, and I mean, especially like I said, even starting from where you guys are at, 'cause I mean, to be honest with you, and to be blatantly, a lot of niggas would have just gave up. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially even after getting caught with something like that in New York, or out of all places. Because I mean, you can get a gun charge out here, and they might not throw the book at you, depending. But it's like you get caught with anything like that out there, like it's it. You can tighten it on the sides. It's just like slipping for some reason. But yeah, it's it for you. Like there's no way around it. But the fact that you guys still, kind of, or not even you guys, but you kept kind of going for it. You know what I'm saying? Like even though you're like, I'm trying to get this job, I'm gonna do this. Still moving back and forth because a lot of niggas don't have the drive after one bad thing happens, especially to that extent. And then still be able to capitalize on it later and still be in the mix. Like, there's something to say for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're definitely got your comeuppance for that one. Because that's fucking crazy. Because I would have folded.
Nah, but let me tell you what happened. So when I got back to that story.
Yeah, word.
So this is how I beat the gun case.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my boy's brother was a federal agent, so he was telling us what to do, how to do it. Jesus Lord, I had a public defender. Thought your boy was going to Yale. Going to Yale.
You're getting the max. You're getting
defender. I got a public defender. It's a little weird. So I'm going back and forth to my mom's house, and it's 2 guns, right? I sold 1 gun. The other gun had nothing to do with me, but I'm the only nigga from uptown, and I'm the darkest nigga in the car. Everybody else is mega lighter than me, so I'm like, yeah, it's finna go down.
Yeah.
So long story short, the guy that was the driver that wanted to buy the gun, he died during the case as a victim of reckless driving. And he crashed his car, got a coma, died in a coma.
Damn.
So that's 1 gun. The other gun is considered inoperable. The other gun was considered inoperable because it had a firing pin was damaged. So technically, by the law, the gun that was mine was considered
a prop gun.
A prop.
Yeah, a prop.
So I got dismissed.
You might be the luckiest nigga on earth. I'm not gonna. Yeah, you beat 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, recipes to the whoever that guy was.
They was gonna tell on me.
Oh yeah,
Everybody.
were.
Oh yeah,
they were. You were done. You were cooked. You were chilly.
Because I beat it. But my boy, one of my best friends, Raj. I don't want to say he would have did that. That's my boy.
Yeah.
But
the other nigga would have did it.
And the other boy, my other co-defendant, my other 2 co-defendants. My 2 co-defendants was cool. Chris and Chris, my boy. Shout out Chris, and Raj. They're my boys. But the driver was a scary guy.
I mean,
and he didn't know me. He knew everybody else.
Yeah, you would have been done. You would have been done. You would have been cooked.
Yeah, it would have been my boy Slim Home. How that look? Like, nigga, I don't even be around niggas like that. Like, you ever see me around a group of large niggas?
You know what I was about to say? I said Slim is the number 1 nigga, anti-nigga. Anything.
No niggas.
What am I hanging on a bunch of niggas?
Yeah, don't bring me around a bunch of niggas, bro. Like, no, for real. Like, cause it's like women make the world go around too. So it's like add women into the mix and not for the look. Like they run shit. Like don't let no niggas run everything.
We add females into the mix for the insight. It's not about everything else.
They don't even like that shit. Don't be using me for insight because they'll invoice you. Like don't get that.
Worry, no, you're not lying.
Because a nigga use me for insight. This the last time you in my sight. Like. Insight is for my friends. Like, you need insight, I'm invoicing. Like, that's a fact.
It comes with a fee.
Yeah, but women, I learned that. That's game for y'all. Like, don't be asking women for insight, and if you're not going to use it, if you're not going to put them in your life, because they're going to be like, the fuck I look like? Your personal fucking genie ball?
Exactly.
Like,
no.
So,
But no, I mean, but even from that, I want to kind of see it as far as, like, you've always been very pro women.
Yeah,
you
always.
know what I mean? Like very, and I mean, and again, in the time where they, it can kind of go either way depending on who you're talking to.
And it don't even matter on some like, you know me, I friend zone the fuck out something like.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't got that problem like with women, with dating women. Like it's like I gotta make sure I'm not selling nobody a dream that I can't fulfill. So it's like when I meet women, it's like, hey, nice to meet you. You look good. You fine. But if it's not gonna be purposeful, then we just gotta cool it out. We might get some money. We might.
Exactly.
One of my mans might want to get crazy with you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, bro, I'm thinking different, bro. My man is dating Rihanna right now, bro. Like my other man got Renelle.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know, my guys is getting great women. Like my ex was great. I ain't gonna bring her name up. She was very popular too, but I'm just not gonna say her name because we don't do all that. Yeah. So like, I gotta find my next one that's got his shit together.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Gotta make sense.
You dig? No, they gotta understand. You know what I mean? But look, this is definitely gonna be part 1 of like 5 or something like that.
No, we gonna have to do a bunch because it's like I gotta go into people's life stories, bro.
Yeah, word.
I ain't even getting to Rich the Kid and all these niggas.
Yeah,
bro,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yo, bro,
We
I
got
ain't
to
getting to, yo, it's,
I
and
wanted
that's my
to-
boy too. It's fun. It's all love. It's funny
Yeah.
stories though. But like, it's so many artists I work with, so many people. Like in my young age, I'm not even fucking grown really yet. Like I'm just getting grown, bro. So
But-
it's like, ooh.
But I wanna before we sign out of here to kind of say, like I said, he this is a jack of all trades in every way, shape, form, or fashion. He writes, he raps when he does, even though he's really good at it and just doesn't. But anyway, that's another argument. But but he also does a lot of things on the back end as far as like the executive stuff. But I really want to, before we even get out of here, I want to. How did that happen?
What?
How did you end up falling into that? To the more of the back end things, to getting deals and so on and so forth. Because
to be honest, how did I get into it? I ain't gonna lie. You know what I realized? I realized that I was blessed to meet certain people at a certain age, and I just followed what I was showed. And what I remembered about my childhood was what changed my life was offices. Doctors' offices, lawyer offices, music offices, any office is where things change at. So I used to have to sit with Russell and them and wait for them to get off work and be in the office.
Yeah.
So I was very used to being in the office. My dad went to school. He used to teach me a lot. He used to put me on and stuff. So I didn't know I wanted to do business, but I knew I wanted to be in the office because I knew that's where things happened at.
Yeah.
So that was my method.
And
my
then
method was, because if you want to be in the street, you're going to get street shit. I already did street shit.
Yeah.
So I was like,
what's left?
I was like, I know this ain't the coolest thing to do, but I'm going to go hang out at the office.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to go.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Just fucking.
They dumb as shit.
Just fucking.
Boy.
I mean, look, man.
Listen.
I just think it keeps you, like, the longevity of it is very important of it as well. You know what I'm saying? Because
you be here.
that keep you alive and keep you around. You know what I'm saying?
If you plan on being here, I'm gonna see you. It's like, if you plan on being here, then yeah.
No, I mean, I always thought that was very, just a light touch, because I want to make sure before we get out of here that people know that's the other side of this, because that kind of gives validity to my other statement, the fact that it's like you guys are doing so much and in one lane that all of a sudden after the fact, however many years later, we're still doing the same thing. You're not the same thing, but we've elevated and gotten to the correct positions in areas to where it makes sense.
Yeah, we're going from lap 1 to 2 to 3. Like, we're not going to stay on the same lap. Like, but that's the good part about having good friends and having creative friends around you. Like, people got to trust the people that surround them and get better people and get the best people and be honest about who you're around, because you might, I see people make friends for the clothes they got on, and I'm like, shit, I wear the same shit a lot, and I got more drip than a lot of people. And it's like a person might see me somewhere and go, yo, he ain't got that shit on. And I'd be like, bro, you ain't got shit in your pockets. You ain't got nothing.
.org.
You ain't got nothing going on up here. You don't got nothing going on in the grand scheme of life.
Exactly.
But fit check.
Yeah, exactly. Come on now.
Check fit.
There's a lot of niggas out here with
get
good
that
fits
check.
and no check.
Yeah, all fits. Y'all niggas be all fits, no checks.
All
I ain't
fits,
dissing niggas,
no
but
checks.
you could come to 430, come cop you some
Dig.
unknown, come cop you some, get you a Life and Tymes tee.
Dig.
You feel me? Figure that
Shout out
out.
to my
Come get
mother.
you a Brinks tee. Come get you a Steppers
come
tee.
on.
Fuck with the Steppers. You feel what I'm saying?
Come on.
You know?
So as we wrap this for the part one, I want to
Yeah.
say definitely shout out 430. Please hold it up. Shout out 430 for housing it.
The 4 to 3 and the O. Shout out
Right.
G-Day. Shout out
Everybody.
Kiara.
Right
Shout
here
out
on
Lil
Fairfax
One.
too.
Yeah.
Right here on Fairfax.
Support
right
Black
across-
owned.
Exactly.
Support
All right,
Black
man.
owned.
Well, any final words to the next time?
I mean,
To the next time.
when I come through with Timm, they say that's Slim and that's him. So I'm with it all, man. You
This is
feel
my
me?
uncle, yo.
This is my Uncle Timm, actually. I've been calling him every time he called me Unc, I'll be like, bro, you actually can't call me Unc till I turn 40. I'm big bro.
Big
Like,
bro to 40.
You can't, you gotta be 40 to be Unc. You gotta be 40 and 50 to be Unc. I'm big bro.
I mean, look, man. Hey,
But Unc is a joke, because it's like Unc is something you
'cause he
call
don't-
somebody's like,
yeah, and like to get this nigga to come outside sometimes.
yeah. No, that's the
that's
reverse.
really
That's
what
the
it came
reversal,
from.
yeah.
That's really what it came out
I'm
to.
like, you acting like Unc.
You acting like an uncle,
All right,
bro.
I'm
Come
coming.
on, bro. Come outside, man.
Cause we don't like to be around people for no reason.
It's one thing I've learned is that you should do everything, but don't do everything.
That's
you know
a
what I
fact.
mean? It's you gotta really look at your options and really
Speaking
think
of
like
that,
what's gonna make
speaking
sense.
of that, what we doing this weekend?
Probably going to Lex and shit. It's a
Yeah.
couple different little things.
That's gonna be
realistically.
Yeah. I gotta turn up for Dottie. Rest in peace, E-Dot. Fuck wrong with y'all. We out this bitch. Grrr.
Bow.
Friday night off the Yerk and Grinch mode. In that moment, y'all woke 2 pistols. He can't rock cause my aim too official. I do a shot and it fucked up his mental. Had tabby got left in the alley. Plastic stir while I'm tone on Sally. TJ, I catch you a PD gon' happen. Nigga, you like 5 feet. Why the fuck keep clapping? Bozo, nigga, stop the rapping. If he reach, I'ma turn him to pass. Smoking on Nazi, that nigga.